Disclaimer: this podcast is not intended as medical or professional advice. Our podcasts are provided for educational purposes only and are not intended to serve as medical or physical therapy advice to any individual. You should consult with a physical therapist or medical provider for individualized advice. Dr. Kyle here with another episode of the Anatomy of Combat podcast. I'm here with Donnie Broomell.
How you doing, Kyle?
He has a fight coming up on March 21st, this coming Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. How you
Fight
feeling?
week. It's fight week now, so just getting the weight down. Getting ready for that weight cut, and then getting ready to step in the cage on Saturday night. So it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. How was I've been working with Donnie for quite some time and getting him tuned up. He during training, it takes a lot on a fighter when they have to go into the cage and they're sparring and the tune-ups every now and then help him to keep performing and whatnot. So I guess the question is, last time it was boxing, this time it's kickboxing. So how is your training camp differed from that last time to this time?
Right. So it's not really that much different, just because am an extra martial artist at the end of the day. So I train a little bit of everything, no matter what I'm doing. It's more so of the concepts and the game plan of what we're going to do during the fight. A lot of jabs and a lot of hooks and a lot of liver shots, a lot of lead hands, and then a lot of even the switch kick to the liver and the switch kick to the head even. So it's going to be a lot of left hand action, and the right hand is going to be my saving grace. So it's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of tenacity as always, and I'm expecting him to come out hot. So
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
expecting a fire fight for sure.
So in preparation for this, and I assume, have you had a kickboxing match before? Just kickboxing?
A couple maybe in the gym, but
Yeah.
other than that, no. I mean, not a sanctioned kickboxing fight.
Right.
I've sparred with some pretty high level guys and high level kickboxers, and I spar with them a lot too. And I'm confident that my experience and my technique is going to prevail. And I'm really trying to show that this fight that I'm more of a professional kind of fighter and not just some guy that goes out there and just wants to throw down. I mean, that's what I want to do, but I'm going
Absolutely.
to go out there and technically try to take every piece of him away from the head down to the feet. So
Absolutely. So after this fight, what do you think's next?
I am in talks with Art of War to fight in June at Valley Forge, and if everything goes well, we find a opponent and everything, that'll probably happen. If not, then I'll wait till fall or even winter and really just focus on getting my body ready to the best 100% shape I can be in. And then I would like to potentially just get like a couple more competitions and everything in, and then eventually turn pro. I mean, I'm not getting any older and or younger. I'm not getting
I got you.
not getting any younger, so I'd like to definitely get a taste of the pro cage. I think I'm good enough. I just gotta live that pro lifestyle and everything, and it's a route that I'm definitely in, a path that I'm definitely on. So
All right. Yeah, and when it goes to like boxing, kickboxing, obviously that takes out the grappling aspect of it. How do you feel like when you're training? Like, does it feel a little awkward for you, like taking out that aspect of like any of the wrestling's gone, grappling, jujitsu's gone, you're just focusing on striking?
so not necessarily. Like, I can always grapple. Like, I know, and like in my striking, if there's a grappling scenario coming, I'm aware of it and I'll
Yeah.
be fine. But what gets me is like there's certain styles of guys that I run into sparring all the time, where there's Muay Thai guys, boxers, kickboxers, MMA guys that are more wrestling based but still can throw hands. So the mixture of all them together, I see a whole range of different guys. Each style I'm trying to have a technique for. Like, if someone's jab is better than mine, then I'm gonna try to whatever. My right hand maybe is gonna be there, or my kicks, or my grappling,
Right.
or if they have a better grappling than mine, like, okay, we're gonna throw hands then, and you're not taking me down. So just stuff like that. Trying to have a high fight IQ.
Yeah. And you've always been, we've had conversations about this. You're a pretty well-rounded fighter, between grappling versus striking and whatnot. But I think I know the answer to this. But what's your preference? Obviously, this is a striking match, but
What if I had to grapple or strike?
yeah, are you like when it comes to MMA, like are you more entailed to go for grappling or on the feet?
I want to feel the guy out first, and then I want to knock out everybody wants a highlight knockout. I mean that's just like a given in MMA. But I love my highlight submission finishes as well, or just good grappling scenarios. Like I'm all about it. So I love jujitsu. I'll always love jujitsu, and it actually like training wise, I think it does better for my mental health than kickboxing sometimes. But probably because you're not getting punched in the face. But yeah, so
Makes it a little less intense.
I mean yeah, so. But, you know, again, wherever the fight takes me in any sport, whether it's boxing, that's why like I said boxing was definitely like the hardest sport that I've done yet in the
Okay.
combat world, just because you cannot run. Like there's no running. You can't take somebody down. You can't be like hurt and kick somebody in the head. You know, you are straight up boxing. And if a dude is better than you at boxing, what are you gonna do? I
Yeah.
mean, it's the sport, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a really humbling experience for me. I have a lot of respect for guys that step in the boxing ring, any kind of combat sport, but especially boxing. I just know I feel like those guys don't get as much credit, and I really do feel like they should get more credit. So
Yeah. You always hear of these crossover fights with the MMA fighter who wants to go into boxing and, you know,
never goes well.
it never goes well. I mean, what was the one bout that went, hey, Nagano and who did he
Uh,
fight? I don't even know who it was, but he did
I,
fairly well. I think he lost, but he did really well.
but that's like a heavyweight fight. Yeah, I feel like if you take like Canelo or even you know who Bud Crawford and put him up against like Ilia Topuria, who's probably the best boxer in the UFC. I still think they would dog walk Ilia all day.
Yeah.
Boxing is just a whole different sport. I'm a huge Ilia fan, but I have a complete respect for boxers, and I'm never going to be the dude that's like, oh, MMA fighters can box better than
Yeah.
boxers. Like it's not possible.
Well, it's striking versus pure boxing, and it's just like you take out every other form, and it's just boxing in its purity. So I think that,
Right. I mean, I love MMA styles of boxing. There's a couple guys in my gym that have a really good MMA style boxing. I feel like my MMA style boxing isn't too bad. You know, just guys like in the UFC, MMA boxing, Dustin Poirier, he's one of them like dirty
yeah,
boxing guys.
yeah, high respect for Dustin, but
Mm.
yeah, man, yeah, let's switch this up a little bit. Let's make it a little more personal. What did what got you into fighting in the first place? Obviously it's a different career path than choosing something else.
Well, I wrestled my whole life basically, and I stopped wrestling in high school my senior year because I was injured, had a bunch of injuries I was dealing with, which is really no different than today. It was a torn MCL. I had a pretty bad torn MCL my senior year, and I was just like, oh, like I'm done. When you're a senior, 18 years old, you're not really thinking about, you know, if you get hurt that bad, everyone's counting you out. I was a kid. I was like, all right, I'm done. So I didn't really do anything. I went to college and was like, oh, college ain't for me either. So I started working, and then I found this little jujitsu gym out in Newmanstown. It's called Moser's Mat Club, and I still go there and train to this day. And I'm really cool with their coach, and he's honestly been like a dad to me, starting my MMA career, honestly, and still to this day gives me great advice. And that's Ben Moser, Moser's Mat Club. And you know, he's had some serious, like helpful conversations with me when I wasn't doing good before I started fighting. And now that I am, you know, fighting and prospering and doing my thing, I'm moving around. I'm in Philly, I'm in training here, training there, cross training here, because I gotta work here, work there. So I go train at this gym or that gym. Like, you know, he's supported me in anything that I've done so far. He's been a great help to starting my career. So I started there, and then next thing you know, I got pretty good at jujitsu, and I started training 10th Planet Bethlehem. Cross training between Moses Mat Club, 10th Planet Bethlehem. I did that for probably, I want to say, a year. And right as I started like really getting into 10th Planet Bethlehem and like knowing all the guys and everything, that job that I was doing, which had me in Bethlehem, was done with. So I came back home. So then, like, I still visit there sometimes too, and that was honestly one of my favorite gyms I've ever trained at. But I learned so much jujitsu in that amount of short time, like a year and a half. Got my blue belt, did a couple like jujitsu super fights and a bunch of jujitsu tournaments, and the next thing you know, I was in the cage. So
Yeah,
it's been about
absolutely.
coming up on 2 years now that I've been competing in actual combat, actual fighting.
So, with you going all around to all these different gyms, cross training, sparring, and whatnot, and you're working, obviously you have a personal life too. I know this is a general question, but how do you manage all that? How are you juggling between work and all that?
About 48 ounces of black coffee. Yeah,
Pure
every day.
caffeine.
Oh my gosh, I mean, I wake up at as early as 4 o'clock for work sometimes, and, sometimes I'm that guy coming in 5, 10 minutes late, sorry to my boss, but I'm training till 10, 11 o'clock sometimes the night before, so sometimes it sucks, but I bite the bullet, I do it every day, sometimes I drive an hour to work and then an hour and a half to training and then an hour back home, like, so it's the life, man, and sometimes I really wouldn't trade it for anything else because it keeps you occupied. You get to drive a lot, see a lot of cool places. I love driving. I love listening to music and just, feeling the air come through my sunroof like after a good practice. It's
Yeah.
revitalizing for me. So I really wouldn't change it for anything.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to, I think it was Nick Diaz who said this a while ago. He's like, you have to love it so much that like you hate it,
Exactly.
in the sense that you're doing it so often, like you probably, I don't know what he means by hate it, but like it's probably just he's doing it so much so often and just having that high work ethic there and whatnot, being so committed to it. And that's with anything, like getting to a high level of any discipline at all. You always have to be 100% all the time, constantly be thinking about it. So yeah, no, that's awesome, bro.
Sure.
So I guess the follow up to that is what keeps you, obviously you want to keep like working your way up and you want to go pro, but like there's got to be something that drives you at like a personal level to keep motivating you to keep moving forward.
Yeah, so I lost my little brother to suicide and it was 2014. I was about 16 years old, he was 14 and he passed away and that was kind of like it was weird like how that just motivated and fired me up, but that's what I think about like before I go into the cage every single time. My coach knows like when it's like time to like, it's either live or die in the cage and he has to really bring some stuff out of me, bring the heart out of me. He'll bring it up like what's your brother thinking? And my brother he always like kind of lived under me in a sense, he would always say, and I hated that, like, I hated feeling that way. He would always be like, "Well, Donnie's a better wrestler." He would always lose matches, I would always win matches. Donnie had all the friends from winning matches and doing this and doing that, for me, it was more so of the just the point of having him there with me was, like, actually, like, a huge deal to me, and he was my biggest fan growing up until, he passed away, so that was tough on me, and it was really tough on my wrestling career too, because it made me never wanna wrestle again.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all the memories I really have of him at the end were all from wrestling, and, yeah, so I fell out of love with, like, wrestling and combat in general, and I was just like, "I'm just gonna work or whatever," and then, again, I found that gym, Moses Mat Club, and then I started training hardcore, and now I'm, all over the place training at all these gyms. Matchmakers are hitting me up to fight this guy and that guy, and they're like, "Yo, so and so is hitting me up asking me to fight you, but we're boys." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like, I'm like, "Sorry, dude." Like, I train with all these guys, and they're all savages, man. And I love everybody I train with. I treat everybody with respect that I train with. So, thank you to everybody that's given me rounds recently as well.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure that your brother would be very proud of you and,
Yeah.
that's never easy, of course, but I think when we have like that motivation to at a personal level like that, it's just like a fire that like you can't really put out, you have to put that energy somewhere. And I've never dealt with something like that personally. That's
Um,
devastating, but it's like it gives you that extra ounce to keep moving forward.
yeah, just that little bit extra gas. It's like when you turn
Yeah.
your dirt bike on reserve.
Yeah, dude, for sure. But yeah, I didn't know that he was into combat sports too. So was he mainly just
He
into
was
to wrestling?
actually more into UFC growing up than I was that I remember. He was huge into, like, Brock Lesnar because he was a big WWE kid.
Yeah,
He was huge into Brock Lesnar and, all the Brock Lesnar theatrics and stuff in UFC. I liked Chuck Liddell growing up, so he was always Brock Lesnar on when I think it was, like, UFC 2010 came out on Xbox or something. He was
yeah,
always
yeah.
Brock Lesnar, and I was always, Chuck Liddell.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was, good times, man, and again, like, I would never regret anything that I've been through and I'm sure, like, a lot of people would say that, and there's people out there that have been through way worse, but, anybody going through a hard time, just know you can use that for fuel, and you don't have to, like, succumb to that.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we're less than a week out now. What is it, Saturday? Yeah, less than a week now.
Yeah, we're, what is it, Sunday? It's fight week. Sunday's the inaugural day of fight week, and then, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's weigh-ins. It's about 5 days out. Weight cut, I try not to think about. It's just weight cut's just a number to me, but it's just you gotta tell your body, "Hey, we're dropping to this weight," and you're gonna listen. So that's what I'm going for.
So what would you say your focus is at this point, being so close to the fight? Are you still doing some light rounds? Are you just focusing on recovery?
I got my last rounds in yesterday at Algeo, so Saturday was my last sparring day. Today I was supposed to train, but I blew a tire out again this morning. So I blew a tire out of my car, had to go fix that
Oh,
and see my family, my grandparents, and then I had another interview before this, so it's been a busy day for me. But tomorrow I'll probably every day this week I'll probably just be getting light pad rounds in and then sauna suit, sauna, stuff like that, just up until Thursday. And then Thursday we're really gonna start hammering the weight. So
sounds good.
it shouldn't be an issue, but, I am cutting a little bit of more weight this time around. I took this fight on short notice, and I'm not gonna lie, I was eating a lot of food, drinking a couple beers here and there before I took the fight, and they asked me, and I was like at first I said no because I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be the guy that, like, isn't training 6 days a week or even 3 or to 5." I was training maybe 2 days a week at most because of my work situation, but then, just the eating habits, the sleeping habits, all that stuff. Like I wasn't sleeping on the weekends. I was just out having fun. I dialed in real quick. I got my weight down to where like it's good. It's still like stressful. Like a weight cut to anybody is going to be stressful, whether it's only 10 pounds or whether it's 20 and or 30. I've never cut 30 pounds. I'm kidding. But I mean, I've cut 30 pounds over a course of months, but never a week. So it's yeah, it's gonna be fun. This week's gonna be fun. I can't wait. It's my first time fighting for anybody other than Art of War, and Art of War was affiliated with the boxing promotion that I fought for in November. So this is gonna be fun, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see Wing C fight too.
Yeah, no, I think people are always waiting to do like they always have in their mind they want to do something, like whether it's like sign up for like a race, get ready for a fight, whatever it is,
All
and
right.
then they just like keep kicking the can down the road. Obviously you've been fighting for a long time, but I think like by them calling you up and asking you to fight on short notice, it was sort of just like something to kick drive you into gear to get ready.
Yeah.
So rather than
Yeah,
like
I have a lot of respect for the matchmaker over there. This is actually his guy that I'm fighting. I fought now 3 of his guys, and the one beat me, and I was supposed to fight him. Kane, all right? I was supposed to fight you, Kane, and you pulled out. Now I get you're a brown belt now, and you're doing all that boot scooting, but I want that back. I want that fight back. So this time I ain't gonna go take him down after I rock him. So
you heard it here first.
I have all respect for Kane too, and even though he beat my boy Lito, and I'm really not happy about that either. Me and Lito both got a look back coming for him. So even though all respect to Kane, but just know me and Lito both getting that lick back.
Be ready.
So,
Anything else you want to say to your supporters before the fight?
oh, thank you, man, for having me on, and thank you for helping me out with all my injuries over the past. And thank you to my family and friends and everybody that's supported me through the ways, my teammates and coaches. So this
Absolutely.
Saturday, we're gonna put on a show. Tune in Saturday night at the Whitaker Center,
I'll be
Harrisburg,
there.
Pennsylvania. Yes, sir.
I will be there, and we're gonna get this W.
Oh yeah, man.
So Donnie Broomell at Algeo MMA
Thanks, guys.
this
Appreciate you.
this Saturday, March 21st.
Yes, sir. Let's
Let's
go.
do it, bro.
All
Thank
right.
you.